Hi, my name is Boris, and in this video I'm about to show you how to make an awesome build-up white noise snare pattern in Ableton's native analog synth. Let's listen to it first. I'll play this build-up and then I'll solo the snare. Before we get into the details, if you like what we are doing on this channel, consider subscribing for more Ableton Live tips like this one, and make sure to check the description of this video for the template that we are using. It's called Desert, and what's special about this one is that it's produced in native Ableton, so only the native devices are used. And in fact, the only synth here is analog. All of the synth sounds come from this amazing device. And if you get the template, you can learn a lot about sound design in analog. Alright, so let's design a similar patch from scratch. We're gonna need an empty instance of analog. So let's just make a brand new MIDI track and I'll drop analog here. Maybe let's disable the original track and enable the new one. Okay, so right now we have some default patch playing. But let's just disable both of these oscillators and turn on the noise. Okay, but it's kind of muffled, and to get our full noise sample, we want to increase the color all the way up. And also we can disable the filter for now. It's really bright, but we know that we have the entire frequency spectrum to work with. Okay, so let's turn on the filter and we're gonna choose the 12 dB per octave low pass curve, and let's bump up the resonance a bit to almost 34%. Okay. Let's quickly throw in an amplifier envelope so that the note is not sustained, and we will this way create a very simple snare. So let's turn the sustain all the way down here in the amplifier section. And we can decrease the decay. So before we get into the sound design details of this patch, let's quickly create the MIDI pattern. I'm just going to zoom in this area and create a brand new MIDI clip here. And what we're looking for is 16th notes, but we are skipping every third note. So 2 notes here, gap, 2 notes, gap, and so on. So if we now extend this, here's what it sounds like. That's a really nice pattern for a build-up in techno.
Just a quick break before we go back to the tutorial. If you find these type of videos helpful, we can highly recommend the PML Academy with over 35 full-length online courses, spreading over topics like writing chords and melodies or arranging your songs to producing entire songs from start to finish. So check out the link in the description to see what's inside the All Courses bundle exactly.
Okay, so now we want to design our amp envelope. Let's go back to the patch and go into the amplifier section. Let's choose the decay around 200 milliseconds. I'll input that in. And then the release also, let's give it half a second. Now it's much better. And if we actually automate the frequency knob here, we already have a snare roll that opens up slowly. So let's turn on the automations, click on the frequency knob, and we can draw something in. So we already have something really nice going on, but we can polish it with some really nice audio effects. So let's throw in an EQ and open it up. We can add a high pass curve here and maybe a low pass as well, and just cut off some of the muddy low end. We might even want to boost the resonance around 2000 Hertz. Okay, and in the original patch there is the frequency shifter effect used with the patch Dirty Tremolo, so let's put that in here, and that basically adds movement in the stereo spectrum and basically the tremolo effect. We can just mess around with the mix here to see which amount suits us. Yeah, so around 10% is fine, and it adds that really nice stereo interest here. We might also want to add some reverb, so let's throw on reverb, maybe increase slightly the decay and decrease the dry wet. And for an even more dynamic effect, we might want to automate the decay as well. So let's grab the decay from the amp envelope and decrease it at the beginning. Yeah, so now it opens up along with the frequency of the filter. And if we take a look at the original patch, we actually are going up all the way here with the frequency, but the decay actually goes down here, so you can mess around with different automation settings. And if you'd like even more hands-on control, you might want to add some macros, so grouping the device, Command G, and then clicking on macros, mapping these two parameters to the macros, and now you can use your mouse to automate these parameters, because sometimes just using these sometimes just clicking and dragging these numbers in the display and analog isn't very visual. So this is a way of just helping yourself if you're just doing the automations with your mouse. Or if you have a MIDI controller, there's also easier access this way. Okay, so that would be it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Consider checking out our Music Production Academy. We've got a lot of start to finish courses for both beginners and more advanced producers. Subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I hope to see you in the next videos. Bye.